So yesterday's video highlighted what the tip is and how you take care of it, and today I'm going to show you how I really actually use it in my work. So I'll have a page that's pretty much finished. So I have this page here. These are the butterflies from my Scribbly Insects set. And I've got a background and it looks nice. It's missing some journaling, so I think I need to add that. And then it's missing just little pops of color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this red paint, Ruby, and with the fine line tip attached, I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off that. Shake the paint down, and I always get it started on something else. So I have a little tag here. I'll just squeeze it, make sure that the paint is indeed down in the needle. And then I start doodling. And I just love even the smallest little polka dots will add the best little bits. And one of the things that I've really loved lately is putting these fine line tips on the new metallic paints. Oh my word, they add a little bit of sparkle and they add a little bit of visual interest to your page without having to do a lot of work, really. So I'm going to add some circles to the circles, and you can't really tell in the video, but if you were standing right next to me, when this is dry, you'd be able to rub your fingers over that and it would feel dimensional and raised. And I will sometimes also add a little bit of writing with the tip as well. And what I've found is that I'm not very good at controlling my hand. That's why my art is messy. And so I'm not awesome at writing legibly with these tips, but I'm kind of awesome at writing messy with the tips. So what I do is I put the tip down, make sure the paint is down in that needle, and I just move my hand. And people always say, does that really say something? And today, not really. But usually, I actually do have it say something. And so look at that great bit of dimension and pop that I get with that black. So that was the fine line tip on the black paint and the fine line tip on the ruby. Let me show you another. So here's another page, all stamped and ready. I've got my three women from one of my Scribbly Women stamp sets there. I've got a background down, I've got a little text paper. This time I actually have journaling on there already. And I did that with the Fude ball pen that I love so much. And now I have my fine line tip on gilt, which is the gold. And I'm going to use it to add details to her dress. So I'm just going to shake it down into the needle, make sure the paint comes down. You know, and I still have user error now and then, and I'll do this and it will kind of spit at me, and I just say, oops, oh well. I don't worry about it, because in the whole of the page, you're not going to notice a little break or a little splatter there. It really won't matter. So I'm going to come along and I'm going to add circles to her dress. And because the paint will dry dimensional, and it has that beautiful metallic to it, I get a lot of cool effects. I notice that when I'm using these and my paint really gets empty, sometimes I have to fold down the paint tube, kind of just like you would fold down a pastry bag if you were decorating a cupcake. And that's kind of how this feels when you use it. It feels like a pastry bag, and I don't have a super steady hand, so I just don't worry about it a whole lot. If they turn out a little juvenile, because that's my whole art, right? I'm going to add black fine line tip to her collar and make that collar really pop out as well. And I think she needs red polka dots in her collar too. What do you think? So let me just make sure that that is going properly. It is. If you hold the tube and if you pick it up quickly, you get a small dot. And if you hold it longer and squeeze, you'll get a large dot. So you can kind of control the amount that you are putting out. And there she is. I'm going to hold that up so you can see. She's got this great dimension and color. And people will look at your work and they'll put their fingers on it because they want to touch it because it looks so great with that fine line tip. So don't be afraid to doodle. and write and enjoy that fine line tip directly on your pages. Tomorrow I'm going to show you how I use the tip for printing.